What's up, everybody? Welcome in. I am your host, the Big Man on Campus, here checking in, talking Tuesday college hoops. It's November 28th, 2017. Getting you ready for a big night in college hoops. Got a lot to do here tonight. A lot of games, a lot of breakdowns, a lot of free picks. And there's something wrong with my fucking camera. I don't know why it keeps going like that. I got to fix it after the show. Other than that, you're just going to have to deal with the fucking thing at the bottom. I don't know what the hell the problem is there. It just keeps falling down. But either way, I got to fix that because that's going to fucking bother me all night. All right. I think that's better. See, it keeps going down. Motherfucker. We'll just have to deal with it. I'll fix it after the show here. What's up, everybody? I'm Big Man on Campus, if you don't know who I am. I welcome all of you in, checking me out today. I appreciate that. This is my channel. I say and do what I want on here. And I'm here to give you some free picks today. So do want to update you guys. Hope everyone's having a great day out there. 45-16 on my free plays. Up 27.3 units off the winner against the Florida Gators. We had the Duke Blue Devils Sunday night, which was fun. A great game there. If you were on an SBR for us, we had a little play-by-play. It was fun. Hopefully we can do that again real soon. Yeah, it was a nice way to end the night. And we didn't have any plays last night. Just didn't see very much that I liked. So I took the night off. I was down at the Sixer Cavs game. Great game that was for the Cavs, not for the Sixers. But nice to see Joel Embiid. Nice to see LeBron James, which was fun. I welcome all of you guys. I'm not going to have time to go over everybody here, but I do appreciate all of you tuning in today. All the regulars, all the new people. If you're new, I welcome you to my channel. Please do me a favor, hit the like button. Let me know you're out there. Subscribe, comment. I do look at this after the fact. I try to answer any questions I can. Let's get into to tonight's action. A lot of stuff to go over today. When's the next play-by-play? I'm not sure. Maybe tomorrow night I'll do one. I don't know if SBR will be involved, but I would love to do them whenever they want me to do them. It's always fun doing those. Thanks, JLZC. That's nice of you to say. Appreciate that. I appreciate all of you. You're very nice, all of you guys. And I hope you're learning something from the plays. So let's get into it here. Again, save the questions for a little bit later. Do want to go through some of the plays that I'm on here. Yeah, the subscribers are getting higher and higher, so that's been great. That's all goes to you. So I appreciate that. So let's get into it here. I sent this play out earlier today. I wanted to get on it before the line moved, and the line's kind of stayed where it is. I just think this total is too low, and I don't bet many totals. This is the first total play I've bet this year, so if it loses, I guess we know why. But, I'm going to take the bait with it here. The great thing about being up money is you can take shots. You can really kind of open it up a little bit and go with plays that you like and you like to move on. Either way, whether I'm up or down, that doesn't really divulge on what I'm going to play. But if I see something I like, I move on it. I'm going to go over 128 in the Northwestern Georgia Tech game. There's a lot that goes into this pick. And I think when you're looking at totals, it's important to basically ask yourself, where do I see this score? And when I looked at this game, I saw this score at like 70-64. So at 128, that's too low for me. You have to figure 130, as long as we get to 65 apiece, this one's going over. It's basically, middle 60s, and we have ourselves an over here. So it's definitely low, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the Northwestern Wildcats last year were very good defensively. They're not this year. They've had a lot of problems on a defensive end this year. And we also have to remember that I think this total has a lot to do with Georgia Tech's inability against mid-majors and low-major teams of scoring. But we have to remember there's one caveat on why they haven't scored. Todrick Jackson wasn't in the lineup, the third best scorer from last year. He comes back Saturday night, and what do you know? Puts 14 points in, and they get a nice solid win, their best game of the season. So for me, I just think this total is really up there due solely to the fact of what these players should have done or have done, and not what they are going to do. You look at schematically in this game, Ben Lammers should be able to do what he wants to do down low. Gavin Skelly is the weakest player for Northwestern in their starting five. He's a really good offensive player, Skelly, but he struggles on the defensive end to get stops. And that's concerning to me against a really good big like Ben Lammers. The problem that Georgia Tech had is they didn't have a capable scorer other than Lammers until Todrick Jackson comes back. Once Josh Okogie comes back, they're going to be a pretty decent team, maybe a backable team at home. I think they'll be up for this game. Shouldn't have a problem scoring. I'd imagine they do a lot better. And Northwestern's had major defensive issues. Their best defender from last year, Lumpkin, graduated, and it's shown. They've struggled on the defensive end this year, really since the beginning of the season. Giving up, the 75 points to Loyola, Maryland. Then you give up 66 to St. Peter's. And I know a lot of people say, well, Big Man, they only give up 66 points. But St. Peter's is ungodly bad on the offensive end this year. They're a team that will struggle to score 60 points a game. You gave up 92 on your home court to Creighton. Gave up 74 to a pretty average LaSalle team. Got blown out by Texas Tech and gave up 85 in that game. Then you come back after a little rest and you beat Sacred Heart, but big deal. The offensive output will be there from Northwestern. They have 4 real good guards and threes that can score the basketball. They shouldn't have any issues scoring against Georgia Tech. I don't think Georgia Tech. I think they'll have some success from the field tonight as well. And we don't need a ton of points here. We only need 130 points here. So I just think this number is a little bit too low. So I'm going to go over the posted total in this game of 128, and that's going to be my first play. People ask me all the time, do I like the number here? Do I like the number there? I think anything under 130 is a good play. Keep in mind, this business and racket's all about numbers. I got 128. I really don't want to comment on anything above that. I'm giving you the game that I bet, where I got it at. As far as do I like it at other numbers, yeah, I mean, it should hit at 130. But again, if it was like the Greensboro game. I get 6.5. If you didn't, sorry. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. I'm just giving you the game and number that I'm betting it at, and that's where I'm going to play with it. So, again, if you were all clients of mine, I would, basketball's different. You should be able to get 128. 128's available. I mean, it's widely available here. Actually up to 130. How about that? So maybe I'm moving numbers here, folks. But guys, again, I sent this out at 11 a.m. around then. So, I mean, I don't really know what to say. You got to keep updated. If you like my plays, I appreciate that, but I can't sit around and make sure everyone gets the best number. I put it out. That's what I have. So I'm over 128 in this game. Sorry. That's why it's important to take a look at Twitter. And guys, I would recommend every day take a look at Twitter by noon, because with the SBR contest that I'm involved in, I'm going to be putting out my play of the day, at least one of them every day on that on the SBR forum. So I urge you, head on over sbrcontest.com, check out the contest page, get in the college basketball contest. It's a fun little contest. Create an account and play in the contest. I'd urge you to do it, and you get to see my my pick there. So yeah. Thank you. Let's get to the next game here. And it's interesting. It just happens to be tonight, but I'm on another total here. And look, it's 2 totals tonight, but hey, that's just how it's going to go for me tonight. Maybe we'll add another one, but I'm going to go with another total. I know it's weird. I never bet totals, but this is just how it is. So I'm going to rock with it. I'm going to go over 157, and I want to make sure that's available everywhere here. Where we had here, I could actually get 156.5. I can get this. I have not bet this yet. I'm going to bet it right now. Over 156.5. South Dakota State and Ole Miss. If you tease the totals, then you might not want to follow me because I don't tease totals. Yeah, I'll get into all those games. Let me just go through my other plays here. I'm going to go over 156.5 in the Oklahoma or in the Mississippi State South Dakota State game. And there's a multiple amount of reasons that I like this play. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that these are two really poor defensive clubs. South Dakota State out of the Summit League, a league that really doesn't play much defense. Regularly, South Dakota State gets punted on the defensive end. They just don't play defense. And that's concerning, especially, with all the weapons that Ole Miss has. Whether it's Markel Crawford or DeAndre Burnett or Terrence Davis or Devontae Schuler. I mean, they have a ton of players that can score the basketball. And against South Dakota State, I mean, they shouldn't have any problem scoring a ton of points in this game. I also look at, I could see them pushing 90 in this game. I look at South Dakota State, I look at them, and I say, I don't know that they're going to have a ton of trouble scoring either. Michael Daum, who I've talked about on the show before, I think is one of the better players in the country, if not the best player. No one's heard of him, so he doesn't get any love, but he's really good. And the fact that he can go out and pick and pop and, post up and do all that kind of stuff, that's going to be a problem. And because you look at Ole Miss and how they play offense and defense, they play their game. They have 4 guards in their lineup. They don't have a ton of a front court. Daum should have a big game here. Reed Tellenhuisen for South Dakota State. He should be able to make some shots on the perimeter. I just think this is a high up-tempo game. I mean, this is what Ole Miss does. They play a lot of high up-tempo games. They do a nice job of scoring the basketball. And again, I mean, I don't always bet totals, like I said, but sometimes it just sets up like that. I mean, you look at South Dakota State over their last 29 road games, the over's 22-7 in those games. You look at Ole Miss, last 33 at home, 22 have gone over the total. Both these teams giving up a lot of points. You look at what they do successfully. They want to get it to Daum down low, pick and pop, that kind of stuff. Shouldn't have any problem doing it. The 4-guard lineup against South Dakota State, I mean, you should see a ton of transition baskets for this group. You look at both these teams from the foul line, both do a nice job at the foul line. I mean, South Dakota State can't miss from 3 right now. And Ole Miss is pretty good as well from the three-point line. It's not that ridiculous. It's not rocket science here. And I could go 0-2, but I haven't went 0-2 yet, so I'm not going to worry about it. I trust my capping. I trust what I do. I trust my ability to pick these games, and I'm taking a step out tonight, going with 2 winners and 2 totals. I'm going to go over 156.5, Ole Miss and South Dakota State, and I'm going to go over 128, Northwestern and Georgia Tech. Those are my 2 plays tonight. Let's go through some comments here and see what people are asking about here today. YYC got it at 128. Very good. We like the movement here in this game. We definitely do. What happened to Billy Batts? He was a nut. What do you mean what happened to him? What, did he get kicked off Twitter? He might have got banned. I mean, he's a troll. So, I mean, he trolls people. He doesn't troll me, but he trolls people. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he got kicked off Twitter. He'll resurface. That's what Bats does. But yeah, he's been around for a while. What's up, big man? Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Chris Carter, I started Twitter back up. Your Twitter feed's awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I try. And guys, for any new people in here, I do apologize for the little black thing at the bottom there. I got to fix my camera. I have it up on the wall, and it's kind of moving around a little bit. I was nailing something to the wall, and it must have just got popped out of place or something. I just noticed it as we got on the air here. Baylor money line has Teddy B. No, I wouldn't be interested in Baylor money line. I would take the points, gun to my head, but it's not a game I'm moving on or playing. I think the guards for Baylor will have some success in this game. Um, the Musketeer defense is they play a pack line defense, which so does Virginia. But I mean, the pack line defense is totally different. Arizona State shredded this pack line defense, and I don't see any reason that Lecomte and McClure and those guys won't either. They have to be able to shoot the ball well, but the big thing for Baylor is defensively. They're going to make it difficult here against Xavier. Xavier wants to go pop in and pop out. And Xavier's been real good at home. So this one's kind of on the edge for me. If I'm getting 5-6, maybe I'd be more interested in it. I think it's a bit of a, kind of a tough spot for Xavier. They got a big game on Saturday against the Bearcats. You know, two of these guys, real good coaches. And I don't like betting against Baylor in the regular season. They're good at a regular season team. They play well in these sort of games. It wouldn't surprise me if this game comes down to the final possession. I think 4.5 points will be valuable in this game. So for me, I'm not interested in the money line. I would take the total or the spread, not the money line. Where are we going here? Illinois, Wake Forest. Didn't look much into that game. Don't have much of an opinion on it. There are a couple games that I haven't went into particularly. Wake Forest is real bad. They're not good. And the Illinois Illini are pretty good offensively, and Wake Forest had some trouble this year guarding anyone. I don't really know that I understand this line. Wake has struggled, and these like Big Ten ACC games get a little bit of pub and press, and it seems like the lines are a little out of hand. I lean Illinois there. But I'm not huge into it just because Illinois is a new coach, doing new things. And Danny Manning has some decent players. I don't think they're as bad as people might think, but it should be a close game. But I don't have much on it. Where's the big man on campus? A little late today. I wasn't a little late. You're late. I was on at 5. Teasers are for suckers. I wouldn't say that. Just not something I use. Does Rhode Island cover? I don't think so. I don't, especially DC Matthews injured. I wouldn't be laying the points. Yeah, I know it's Brown, but Brown's, their thing is basically they run a heavy pick and roll offense. They're going to attack. They're going to get to the foul line, and when you can get to the foul line, getting this amount of points, and they're good at the foul line, you can stay in games. I mean, they're just, for me, there's too many injuries for me to be big into laying these kind of points with Rhode Island. Look, could Rhode Island win by 30? Yeah, of course they can. They're way better than Brown. But when you look at Brown, you have to look at the fact of, and this is why knowing about a little thing about teams is important, because in a game like this, when you're getting this amount of points, Brown's always decent in these spots because they can get to the foul line and keep themselves in a game for the foul line. And that's their only shot here. You also have the fact that you look at the schedule here for the Rhode Island Rams. This game's off of their games in Brooklyn, and then they have Providence over the weekend, a big game there. Then you get Alabama coming in. So this is kind of your last cakewalk, you could say. Then you get into you look at this stretch coming up for Rhode Island. I mean, you got Providence, Alabama, Charleston, Iona, Florida Gulf Coast, George Mason, and then you get into your conference season. This is your really last step-over game. This has been a tough schedule for Hurley's group. He did a great job scheduling this year. The only step-over games that you've had were Holy Cross and then, possibly tonight. All these teams they played, UNC Asheville will probably win the Big South. Nevada is probably the winner in the Mountain West, possibly. I mean, a lot of these teams are impressive. But without E.C. Matthews, with the pick and roll offense that Brown runs, they're going to get to the foul line. That's common knowledge. When you're attacking, you'll get to the foul line. So for me, I would lean with Brown here. Let me get back up to the comments. This thing goes so fast. And guys, this is important. This is why I do not, if you're not talking about basketball in here, I can't have you commenting. Again, you can comment, but I'd really appreciate if we just kept this to basketball because I don't want to miss people that want games. I try to get to everyone here. I try to stay with that. Big man, do you know of any locals that take single bets? I'm not requesting locals. I listen, Brandon. You seem like a nice guy. You have to look at it from my situation. I don't know you. I've never talked to you in my life. I don't know where you live. I don't know if you're even a United States citizen. How the hell would I? I can't vouch for that. I have too much to protect. What I'd advise for you to do, go to sportsbookreview.com, take a look at the games on there, take a look at, or not the games, take a look at the books on there, and hit those up. Listen, I'm not gonna. I can't do that, man. Sorry. And you should understand that. I mean, you can't vouch for everybody. I'm not saying I wouldn't vouch. I don't know you like that, so I can't do that. What's up, Bradley? How does one become a client of yours? Um, you just follow what I'm doing here. You'll be fine. Where are we going here? Always trust Big Man. Okay, thanks, Brian. Appreciate that. I wouldn't say that, but I try. Big Man's my gambling Yoda. Thanks, Ryan. Very nice of you. Yeah, as far as clients, I don't, basketball, I've just been going with the flow. I've just been giving my winners out for free. It's been working. Look, if you want to send me, a donation, I'd gladly take it, but it's not necessary. You don't have to. I'm just doing this for free. I enjoy doing it. Baylor Moneyline. No, I said no already. No, guys, we have to stop putting words in my mouth. Big Man does not like Baylor -4.5. I like Baylor +4.5, and I said I would lean that way. I noticed, and I want to point this out, guys. I've noticed I see people on other shows on SBR giving my picks out. I saw people giving out that I like Baylor today. You have to remember, you're dealing with my reputation. You're giving out picks that just because I say I like, I didn't have a chance to look fully into it. Someone asked me about it, and I went over the game. It's not a game that I'm on. It's just a lean for me. I'm trying to stick to playing 2 or 3 games a day, and that's it. I'm feeling good, Omazim Robert. Appreciate you asking. What's up, Gogster? Jared West, you like the over in the Iowa game? Yeah, I do. I mean, no offense, but Iowa can't fucking stop anyone. And Virginia Tech's got the #1 scoring offense in the country. So, yeah, I mean, this should be a high-level scoring game. Both these offenses are pretty good. And Ahmad Wagner's back for Iowa. So, yeah, I would lean that way. Where else we going? Anything on Davidson? No, not really. I don't have much in that game. I love Peyton Aldridge though for Davidson, but Davidson isn't a team that I like laying points with. Just not my cup of tea. They don't play a ton of defense. Rock Chalk Jayhawk tonight. Line seems low the way they've been shooting. I don't know that I would say it's low. Toledo's a pretty good offensive team. They're a team that can score the ball. I think they can hang in that game. I don't think they're totally lost. The problem is they don't do a ton of defending. So you're right. Right now, with the way Kansas has played, it wouldn't be a game I'm looking to step in front of. Iowa plus the points against Ohio. Yeah, this is a game that I was considering. I think Iona's started to have, they got a little bit of time to rest. They're off a 9-day break, and you talk about a team that needed it. I think Iona needed a break, and they had not played well. They weren't shooting the ball well. They had a tough schedule. They're 1-4. I think a lot of people look at their record and think that it means anything. It doesn't. Iona has some really good guard play. TK Adoji's been a real renaissance man for them down low. He's played real well. And I don't think that Ohio has anyone that can stop him. Ohio has some problems. Jason Carter's injured, one of their better players. He's been out. And, it's hurt them. They don't have much of a down low presence. I think for me, the whole Iona break is big. Iona's off a loss to Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina won that one in double overtime. They went to the free throw line 27 times. And as I said, if you can get to the free throw line that many times, you're going to stay in games. I lean Iona, frankly. I don't think Iona or Ohio is that good. They're just a middling team. Until they get a Carter back, I don't have much interest in them. I think Adogi will have a nice game. I think these guards who they have really good guard play, Iona. Kashmir, Deshaun Much. They have guys that can score. And, they're well coached under Cluse. So, yeah, I would go with Iona. Um, any info on Brown? Yep, we went over that one. Florida State, I don't have much on. Rutgers has a limited schedule right now, which I can't really take seriously. So they're one team that I just don't have much to talk about. And that's like kind of the same thing with Georgetown. A team like Georgetown, they've not really played anyone until recently, so I didn't have much to go off of. But you look at the schedule for Rutgers. I mean, it's laughable. I mean, CCNY, Central Connecticut State, Cleveland State, Coppin State, Bryant, East Carolina. So do they have a great defense right now? Sure, they do. But they're going to regularly get fucking plugged a couple times here coming up. So the party's over for Rutgers, I have a feeling. Wouldn't surprise to see Florida State going and fucking pound them tonight. Then they get Minnesota, Michigan State. These next couple games could be real ugly for Rutgers, I have a feeling. Utah State, Valpo. No, I don't have interest in Valpo. I don't get the love affair with them. Alec Peters is gone. I don't know if people know that. Thoughts on Detroit Mercy? Yeah, I think the game will go over. I mean, Detroit Mercy, problem with them is their coach is gone right now, so they don't have a ton of leadership. But I like Jaleel Hogan a lot. Detroit Mercy is always a team that I kind of have a good feel with. And Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne, neither of these teams stop anybody. Purdue, Fort Wayne's out of the Summit League, like South Dakota State. They run quick, go fast. Both these teams are run up and down the court. We should see a game. I think last year the game was 93-86. I can't imagine we'll see anything different this year. But I'm numb with Detroit Mercy, especially after week one. In game one, I took them. And the coaching stuff, they've been real mum on their coach, which is weird. So I haven't been able to really get a ton of information on them. Do you follow anyone's picks? No, I don't follow anyone's picks. I don't have any status on that. I forget. Gotta remind me. I got a ton I'm doing. I gotta look into that. You're a little behind on the delay. We'll hit the live button. Do you think Kansas covers? Talked about that one. Santa Barbara against San Francisco. Look, until Santa Barbara gets some stops defensively, they're hard to back. But I think this game is interesting. I think this is a close game. I don't really think, I think it'll come down to the wire. But the Pasternak era hasn't gotten off to a good start defensively. They can score a ton, but they haven't been able to get many stops either. So I don't have much on this game. How's the diet going? It's going. It's been tough over the holiday with Thanksgiving, but it's getting going. What's the team total over under on Kansas? No opinion. Let's try to get to some comments, other comments. Where's your Beanie Siegel painting? I don't have one. I try to go normal. I don't want. I want people to know who the people are behind me. It's just a picture. Yeah, I like Texas A&M playing really well. I think there's definitely going to be taken seriously. That's why I really like the SEC this year. There's a lot of good teams with this group. I missed your Duke Florida commentary. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. We'll try to perfect it a little bit more. You were talking about a future the other day. Yeah, Arizona State. Yeah, I took them the other day. Got a huge price. I think got a 150 to 1 on Arizona State. Yeah, I took a shot with it. No, I wouldn't parlay them. I don't parlay. No parlays. Straight bets only. Thanks, Damo. That's nice of you. Though, settle down on the butter on your toast. See the plain. No, Rashawn. No parlays. Get that word out of your lingo. How do you stay so disciplined, big man? Well, I mean, in my diet, I don't. That's been a problem for many years. That's why I'm overweight. I think you're talking about my sports betting. Just through years of trying to perfect what I'm doing. You have to get better at doing what you're doing. And look, I made a lot of the same mistakes a lot of people have, and I'm not good at everything. I mean, I've struggled this year in football, particularly in college. I've had a good NFL year. NFL is always fun for me. I've actually went 60% of my NFL picks on my client side, but and I've had a great year in the contest that I'm involved in. I'm in third place right now with that out of 120 people, so I'm hoping to get a nice payday out of that. But um, I think it's just learning, trying to really perfect everything you're doing and not reading into all these other dumb fucks that think they know what they're talking about. Find a couple guys that you enjoy doing stuff with, not doing stuff with, doing handicapping with. You'll find guys that you like to deal with that are good. And I would just say follow your own intuition. I know I've been doing real well here, and I appreciate that. But a lot of the things that I'm trying to give to you guys is info as opposed to, college basketball is a lot about the info that you're getting. How a team's going to play against another. So I'm trying to teach you guys about that. Boom. Davidson, I got nothing on that. Is Cassell Jr. still there? No, he's not. Thoughts on Washington Huskies against Kennesaw State? Uh, I have a feeling this is a blowout waiting to happen. This is a late game, I believe, and I may consider betting this one late. It really depends. Actually, it starts at 9. That sucks. I might maybe get involved in this game. Kennesaw State is not good on the defensive end, and they're not particularly good offensively either. Washington will own them lengthwise. I don't think they'll make and score many points in this game. And look, I mean, Washington's been pretty good on offense. The 2-3 zone's tough because Kennesaw State can't particularly shoot the ball anymore. They could last year, but and that was because they didn't take a lot of attempts. It's kind of like if you only cap one game a day, you're going to have a pretty decent win percentage generally. They didn't shoot a lot of threes, and I just think the zone will bother them tonight. I would lean Washington here. Kennesaw State is a pretty poor Atlantic Sun team. Kendrick Ray is long gone for them. South Dakota State thoughts. Already talked about it. I got to get that scroll thing. I got to write that down. Thanks for reminding me there, George Young. I got to get that scroll thing. This is driving me nuts. Thanks, John. Glad to hear that. Now I know you guys are starting to see that black thing. It's getting annoying, isn't it? Love your content, says Armin. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yep, free Meek Mill. All right, Thomas, take it easy, man. Yeah, we're about to wrap it up here ourselves. Any idea if Chandler Hutchison's playing? I think he will. I thought he would play Saturday, frankly. He didn't. I would imagine he would. It was a concussion. He should be good to go. You and Donnie would make a hell of a commentary duo. I think Donnie's a little too slow with the way he talks. I got to go quick. Radio, when I do radio stuff, as far as when I do play-by-play, it's all about radio. I try to basically describe what's going on. Donnie would be good on color commentary on like a TV. He would be good with football because it's slower. How about that? I'm making lines move. I'm not really, but we can think we are. Big man, how have you ever come close to winning March Madness brackets? Yeah, I always do. March Madness brackets are about winners, though. I'm more or less interested in spreads and stuff. But yeah, I usually do pretty well on them. My two favorites are Low Shack and Big Man. They're opposites in character. I love when they cap college football. Low Shack is hyper and Big Man is laid back. But thanks, Brandon. Appreciate that. Yeah, I love Low Shack. He's a great guy. I think we have a mutual respect for each other, and I appreciate him, especially with the football. And him and I have been doing stuff for a long time, so hopefully that'll continue. Louisville, Purdue. It's going to be a pass for me. I think you have two teams that we have some concerns here for both defensively and offensively. I think it's a good game to watch, but I don't think there's much betting value on it. Purdue's a team that I think down low will struggle. just because I don't think that neither of those teams are very good. Neither of those kids are very good down low, those two big guys. And Louisville, I don't know what to expect just because they haven't really played anyone yet. So I have no opinion on Purdue Louisville. It's a total pass for me. I mean, he can't hurt Mighty Motive, but I don't know how in training he is. I don't know about Josh Gordon. Can't comment. I wouldn't think so, but who knows? He could be in fantastic shape. He's a great receiver. Other than that, guys, I'm going to go. I think we've been on long enough here. Try to keep it around 40 minutes. We've went over a lot of games here. For me, tonight I'm on what am I on? I'm on not NC State. Let me recap. I'm on Ole Miss, South Dakota State, over 156.5, and I'm on Northwestern, Georgia Tech, over 128. So what an amazing line we got there. And it's up to like 131 already, I think. So those are my two picks tonight. Other than that, I wish you all luck in your plays tonight. Whatever thing you bet, hopefully we can continue to give out winners here. 45-16, up 27.3 units. It's been a nice ride here. Hopefully that will continue. Again, plays tonight. I'm going to go over 128, Northwestern and Georgia Tech. I'm also going to go over 156.5, South Dakota State and Ole Miss. All of you have a chill evening as well. I'll be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern on Sportsbook Review and SBRpicks.com. We got the roundtable, all sorts of stuff. Make sure you check in. Alert Eddie. That's why you got to get the numbers when I send them out. We beat the line move. Let's hope we can get the winner here. Everyone have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.